Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are recording in my living room where it all started. Okay. Sorry guys, I think I was really loud and it's because I'm finally using a mic, and before I had to talk really loud so that you guys can hear me. Hopefully I'll tone it down a little bit. Okay guys, I don't want to waste any of your time. Today I'm going to be reading some scary stories from TikTok because I haven't done a lot of them from TikTok in a while. So don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get started. Okay guys, so this first story is from Click It Sang, and by the way, you need to look up her TikTok because she's really good. She does a lot of cosplay. I just happened to click on her TikTok by accident, but I was like, excuse me, I need to be following you. So my mom and I lived in this house in Virginia that my grandma bought for us before she passed. My mom is a CNA, so she would take in old retired patients to take care of at our house till they died, to make that bread. So I knew there were spirits at the house. I just didn't pay any attention to them since they weren't hostile. But one night, while my mom and I were praying the rosary, I just had this awful feeling that I couldn't focus on praying. Out of nowhere, the door near my mom that led to the backyard violently started shaking as if someone was trying to pry the door open and get in. After that door stopped shaking, the front door of the house violently starts shaking too. I yelled, "Mom!" She ignored me, continued praying. More stuff started happening, hearing knocks at random areas of the house. I gave up, focused on praying. I barely slept that night and slept next to my mom. I wanted to question her about it the next day, but when I woke up, I watched my mom incense the house and decided not to question it after all. And we kind of talked about this after she sent this to me, but I've read stories where this dark, bad, evil entities will try to take your focus out of praying. And I was telling her, I'm so glad your mom didn't stop praying, and I'm pretty sure this couldn't have been the first time her mom had encountered something like this. But yeah, that sounds really creepy. I got chills reading this. I literally have the worst baby hairs ever. What do you guys do with these? Do you just wax them off or lay them out nicely? But how do you lay these nicely? There's no way. Look at this. Anyway. Okay guys, this next story is from Texas Leslie 3. I've also been going back and forth with her. I'm about to read you this story, but this is not the last story that I have from her. The reason why I'm not including the other ones is because I didn't ask her if I could, so I'm only going to include the one that she's given me permission to. Again, this is from Texas Leslie 3. So when I was about 22, I lived with my friend and her 2 kids. Her daughter was the youngest and she was 5 at the time. One day, we were cleaning out the spare room in her house and her daughter came across this gold necklace. Not knowing anything about it, her mom said she can have it. After she started wearing the necklace, she seemed to have an imaginary friend. Things were okay with him at first, but then we noticed that she was a lot more tired than normal, so we asked her what was going on. The first time she seemed uncomfortable talking about it, which caused for concern because she was only 5. Well, one day, me and her mom were sitting in the living room. It was pretty late at night, and the kids were in their room going to sleep. We heard her daughter say, "Ouch, that hurts, stop pinching me." So we went into her room to see what was going on. As we were looking into the room, she was sitting in her bed looking towards the wall and holding her arm. Her mom went and grabbed her and asked her what happened. She said, "The boy keeps pinching me and he won't let me sleep at night, but he didn't want me to let you know because she won't let him stay here anymore." Shortly after that, she took the necklace from her and she never talked about the boy or had any problem sleeping after that. Oh my god, I see, this is the thing. I obviously save these stories, but I read so many books, so many stories, so many messages that by the time I reread these stories, I'm what? This is scary. Okay guys, this next story is from Larek.John. There's a story I want to share. When I was about 10 years old, I once decided to move my furniture for the first time since I got new ones. My bed then stood in the middle of the room. The first week, I kept waking up and I was scared for no reason. One night, my mom didn't close the door and I left it open overnight. I woke up, looked to the door, and was shocked. There was someone standing there. A woman. She was transparent and the color I saw her was something like white and blue. She wore a long dress and had curls. She just looked at me for a minute or two and then walked away and disappeared. We still live here and I never saw her again. My mom told me my great-grandma, who died years before I was born, slept in my room and died while sleeping. I guess she didn't like the place I put my furniture on. Oh, shit. Okay, guys, this next story is from Mopoko. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So I just wanted to share a sleep paralysis story. I hate sleep paralysis. I hate it with a passion. I was dozing off watching TikToks because I couldn't fall asleep that night, but I slept in an awkward curled position. I was close to sleeping, but then I felt my entire body freeze. I was lying on one side, so I hallucinated a child's voice in my left ear. It sung a lullaby while I could hear my right hand being massaged by a child's hand. As usual, I was frozen. My entire chest was feeling heavy. After a few seconds, the lullaby was becoming very intense and I was being choked. I couldn't make out what it was saying, but I felt a killer's intent, as if the choking was meant to strangle me to death. Might I say, my hand was being gripped down tight. I wanted to scream for help, but unfortunately I could only let out a wheeze. It was over soon, but it was pretty scary and I had to rush out of my room. This was happening at 3 a.m., so I did not get the average amount of sleep. First of all, everybody already knows that I've had sleep paralysis, but I hate that feeling of like you can't even scream and you can't do anything about it. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I hate sleep paralysis. I hate it. Anyways, this next story is from Monica84 Baby. Hi, when I was younger, I was like 11 or 12. I used to walk home from school by myself. One day, a guy walked up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Carlos," asked me if he could walk home with me, and I said no because my mom didn't want me talking to strangers. And he said, "I know your mom, she won't be mad and she knows it's me." Well, he walked me home for like a week straight. We would talk, but the last day he walked me home, he said, "Tell your mom I said yes on what she asked me the last time she saw me." I totally forgot to tell my mom, but one day my mom put up a picture of him and put flowers, and I ran and told her, "Oh my God, I know him." And she said, "No, you don't." And I said, "Yes, he walks me home from school. He even told me to tell you if you remember what you asked him the last time you saw him." Well, he told me to tell you yes. My mom started crying and told me he was her dad. He had died when she was 14 years old, and told me that before he died, she asked him if he wanted water, but he didn't get to say anything anymore because he passed before he responded to her. P.S. This is a true story. Oh my God, I forgot about this story. Oh. Sorry. Look, I'm a crybaby, okay? And this is such a good story. It's not scary. It's so like meaningful. It's almost like maybe her mom really needed that to hear that at that time, right? Oh, keep it together. My tears want to come out. I got it together. The next story is from That's Brenda. Hey, I have a story for you. This happened very recently. My sister has been living in this house for about 5 years now, but lately a lot of creepy stuff have been happening. About 3 months ago, her daughter wanted to plant some flowers, and the previous owners already had flowers by the stairs, so her husband started digging to plant more, and they found a bag that had a picture of a man, but it looked like somebody had tried to burn it. After that, she found a live doll that my niece got for Christmas, and it was talking on its own, and my other niece had the same exact doll, and hers doesn't talk at all, and my mom was the one that got them, so she told them the dolls didn't talk when she bought them. About 1 month later, she took my sister's dog to live with her, and one night my niece was asleep in her room, and the dog went into her room trying to wake her up, and it didn't leave until my niece woke up and went to my sister's room. The next night, the dog woke up in the middle of the night, jumped off the bed, and went into the hallway and stood there, just barking as if barking at something. That is so creepy. Ooh, I didn't even know I was so hunched over. Sorry, guys. Okay, guys, this next story is anonymous. I would love to submit my story anonymously. English isn't my first language, so sorry for that. This happened in May of 2012 in Norway. My parents had left for the week. Oh my god, I remember this story. Oh no. This is creepy. Okay, sorry. I'll get it together. My parents had left for the weekend to our cabin while I was home alone. Downstairs, my dad has his own tool room with its own door to the outside. It was late and I was sitting upstairs watching TV when I suddenly heard some weird screeching sounds coming from our basement. I'm sitting there totally frozen. At first, it sounded like a hurt animal, but suddenly the sound started to sound more and more like my mom's voice screaming for help. It sounded like her, but it was more like someone or something was mimicking her voice. I got chills down to my spine, panicked, and called my dad. He told me my mom was with him and they called my uncle, who is our neighbor. He came to our house and could clearly hear the screaming as well. The look on his face was something I will never forget. It's like he also heard it sounded like my mom but knew it wasn't. He opened the basement door and grabbed our fire extinguisher to use as a weapon. He went downstairs and heard the sounds coming from my dad's tool room. He banged on the door to scare the person, I don't know, away. And we could hear it sprinting out of the door. My uncle ran after and said he saw this huge dog-looking thing, as he described it, running into the forest next to our house. Never experienced it again, but super afraid of the forest next to us. We're not sure if the door was open and that's how it got in, or if it opened itself, but still terrifies me to this day. Whew. Jesus, that is creepy. Creepy. Like, imagine something talking and you're thinking you're talking to like your mom or dad and it's not them. I have chills. I don't like it. This next story is from Soy Elena 1. I wanted to share my brother's story. My brother passed 7 years ago at the age of 11 from acute lymphoplastic leukemia. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. I'm so sorry if I didn't. The last 3 months was when he started experiencing things. He was preparing for his death. He knew he was dying and would console my mother, who would cry often knowing his time was coming. He would tell her, "Mom, you'll be okay. I'll be watching over you now and I won't be in pain anymore." As weeks went by, he started sleeping with my parents, and one night he woke my mom up so that she could close the closet door, because according to my brother, there was a lady who had a very bright white dress on. Another instance was when he was lying on the bed and he thought it was his last night, and he asked my mom if he could go play with all the children. Of course, while crying, my mom said yes. He said, "It doesn't hurt anymore." He was trying to reach out for the kids, but it was the air. Oh my god, I'm crying already. On another day, he told my mom, "Aren't you happy I'll meet Jesus?" He then would ask us to lift his hospice bed up because he wanted to go up. This is when we said our goodbyes, and days after he passed at home, I still remember my mom saying she saw him clear as day, but not with her eyes fully open. She said she was in bed when she felt a gush of wind, but the windows weren't open or the AC on. She said she had been crying and she saw my brother dressed in white walking towards her, and he hugged her while laying down. As she tried opening her eyes completely, she realized she couldn't see him, so she kept squinting her eyes, and he told her, "I told you I'd watch over you." I don't know if this will make it on here or if anyone believes that this happened, but I truly believe that my brother went to a better place. He couldn't make that stuff up. He just couldn't. He experienced countless other things, but it would take forever. If you do put up, please tag me. I'd like to see the video. Well, well, you're gonna see me crying, okay? Because I really love this story, and I know that this isn't scary, but like, this is so, like, how can I not share this story, right? I'm gonna go cry for a little bit and I'll be right back, okay? Obviously it's a sad story, but he went to a better place, which is amazing and awesome, and he even visited his mom and tell her that he'd always be there, and it's beautiful. Why am I such a crybaby? No. Stop crying. Oosa. Anyways. Okay, I stop crying. Right? What are you doing? Isa, what are you doing? Betraying me. Okay, guys, that was the last story, and it was so beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy these. I know that some of these were not scary, but I feel like some of these are stories that you guys will enjoy hearing. I don't necessarily think that they're scary to me. Might be to you, but I just think some of these are beautiful. And I am like thankful that you guys allow me to share these stories with everyone else. So thank you so much. Why am I out of breath? Anyways, guys, I want to mention that I've gotten 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, what? You guys are freaking amazing. Thank you so much. Also, if you made it to the end of this video, put a heart in the comment section. See, now I made a wise choice, not like the poop one that keeps popping up from time to time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for allowing me to share your stories with the world or with only my 8,000 followers. It's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Bye.